Yeah, so the other thing was that the AI software program that speaks into my head, it says that the people who have done this are going to accuse the Australian doctors and nurses of giving patients the injections, so blame them for injecting them with the nanotechnology and blame them for the damage done to their body. It also says that, well, the nanotechnologies were actually in other pharmaceuticals as well, such as insulin, and it's claiming that it's in other injectables, including things like B12. There's a woman on Telegram, and she is the dentist who has the microscope, and she just films all of the pharmaceuticals. She just opens them up and looks at them with the microscope and then films it and puts it up online. And so the nanotechnologies have been released everywhere. There's the other thing is that, you know, with open discussion now, we don't know how far back was it that what technologies had they put in us, because there are multiple different nanotechnologies supposedly that were in the body at different times. I mean, one thing is that like with this eye here, is that the nanotechnologies have grown into these areas at the back of the eye, and then they're producing video images, which is then being received by the brain as if it were image coming from here, out here. So it's like really complicated stuff. And so the threat is that they're going to threaten the doctors and say, oh, well, it's their fault for injecting the patients with the vaccines, and then attempt to claim that it was, their responsibility because they're the ones who put the needles in the arms. But as I said, that the technology was illegally added to the vaccines. Nobody knew about it. The other thing is that none of us even knew that this technology existed. So, the other thing that I wanted to say is that I became I wanted to say to other people, well, it's, you know, this is even, I wanted to say like, oh, it's even a conspiracy theory, so that people would know. Because I mean, there's so many people who would become aware very quickly in their own thinking once their minds were made aware that this technology exists and what people are claiming has happened, because obviously they're living with it every day. I was saying that this is not something that can easily go away because it's consistently programming the nervous system and it's consistently causing suffering. So it's not really something that can be denied anymore, or the process of suffering results in the denial becoming undone, because it's just such significant suffering that it really brings into question a lot of the things that we used to find as like a socially acceptable or community acceptable behaviour or standards for Australia, which is to say that there were things that we allowed